What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero Wars Central. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. Okay, so I just got a phone call, or text message, actually, and I may have to leave early. I may have to leave the live stream early, and if I do that, then I apologize. You can just enjoy the rest of the weekend. But, you know, family first and all of that. How is everybody doing? How's everybody's plans for the weekend looking? Hope everybody is safe and healthy. And everybody's going to have a good and safe and dry weekend. Yeah. And in fact, I may get a phone call anytime. And if I do, I'm just going to go away from keyboard. Let's say hi to the chat. D. Warman, Jiv, Scott Duck, Chuck Norris, welcome. Valentin, Luxana, Satuz, Bruce Lee, Glenn Malvaso. Ben Little Tunes is on time. Thank you so much for being here, Tunes. Ryu, what's up? Glenn, Des Lane, Michelle, welcome back, everybody. John Knox says Charlie time. Good afternoon. Aloha, Richard. What's up, Hero Wars guide? New Ren Fair to check out. That's cool. I like Ren Fairs. Good afternoon, Charlie. You managed to stop Vulcan's temper, and now all the Titans are debating or if there will be new Titans or not. Oh my gosh. That video turned up so much fun conversations over the last couple of days. Weekend includes Minecraft, Hero Wars, and Angry Geese. Nice. Topaz, welcome back. A little bit shook. All right. So I put out the video this morning. The discussion yesterday, thanks Richard, thank you D. Warman, thanks Rank Dog, and anybody else that contributed. I appreciate you chatting about the Osh teams yesterday. I put that video out this morning and ran some teams. So I want to talk about the Osh fights a little bit. Let's actually go ahead and do that first to get it out of the way. I think it's a very interesting, not the Guild War. I think it's very interesting the interaction that some of these teams have. So I thought that maybe we could take a look at it. I was able to get 58 million, which is not my best, but that's okay. And I do want to point out a couple of interesting lineups. First of all, the Kark team that I believe Richard that you shared with me. Did extremely well. 7.5 million damage. Did extremely well. There are no new Titans. There are no new Titans for mobile or Facebook. Roslyn, what's up? A little bit shook this morning. So a lot of this team has to do with the fact that Kark is able to very easily destroy the defensive spheres, you know, on top of the damage output that Celeste is doing. And I'll be perfectly honest with you guys, I fought this on auto mode, so I probably could have gotten better damage had I, you know, kept Celeste into her darkness form. Maybe if I didn't copy Celeste there with Faceless and copied Kark instead, or maybe copied Yasmin. I don't really know. I don't know what the best strategy here was. But I do find it interesting that I was able to get so much damage with this. And in fact, with this team being able to do like, you know, 7 million damage, and my main team able to do basically 50 million damage, I think I'm doing pretty well with this, you know, these two lineups. Use D. Warman's Aurora, Kira, ODH got almost 2 mil for not a very built up team. That's awesome. That's really awesome. So speaking of that team, the ODH team, I tried it with Rufus and Judge. And you can see up here, I kept Aurora in this second lineup. These are all the teams that we discussed in yesterday's live stream. Okay. what I wanted to do is I want to use Aurora in this lineup this week. And the next week, we're going to use Rufus in this lineup and Aurora in the ODH Judge lineup. I want to check it out. But I want to show you guys this lineup. It didn't do as well as some of the other ones, but I have a really, really low-level Orion and a really low-level Judge and Rufus. I feel like if my Judge was higher, I'd be able to clear these spheres out much quicker. You see, he did that area of effect hit, and he didn't do that much damage. So if my Judge were stronger, this team up would be pretty amazing. Again, I'm not 100% certain that Judge is the way to go. Kira could work very well. Have you tried removing Martha from the LOL team? Jiv, I'll try it next week. How about that? We'll try it. If you can remind me, I'll try it next week. And we'll compare. Because I did screenshot the, all the information from this week. So you can see Rufus is staying alive just fine. But I'm not having an easy time clearing the defensive spheres. So then, showing off this fight, even with a weak Phobos, this lineup did extremely well. Aurora is great in tanking as well as doing damage, clearing the defensive spheres. Aurora is a great choice for this team. And the Meteor Shower causes Phobos to ult quite a bit. Which is what Jiv is referring to here as well. If your Judge was stronger, you'd have 500k subscribers too. Pat Fez. So I think this is a very strong lineup. And, and again, I ran all of these this morning because I was recording for the video that I put out this morning, some B-roll for it. So I'm just kind of showing you how I did. Phobos, I believe, was the first person to die, but Phobos is significantly weaker. I actually didn't even realize that I still have a 5-star Phobos. I could still work on, getting a little bit more star power for Phobos here. But I do want to try Rufus in this lineup as I increase the damage output of Corvus. Since we know Rufus is able to stay alive, as I increase the damage of my Corvus and Phobos, who are both heroes that I'm going to be leveling up in the next year, you can see that I was able to do 3.4 million damage. Aurora was a big part of that damage output. A big part of it. Actually, it wasn't that big of a part at all. 373k compared to... Well, this Rufus only did about 100k damage. Very, very low damage from this lineup. But I think if I put Aurora in this lineup, the boost from the magic penetration and the boost from the all the magic attack here will greatly improve Aurora's output. And since I know that Rufus can survive, we're definitely going to try Rufus in this second team next week. And then this third team that Rank Dog gave me yesterday, and that I shared with you all yesterday, this one actually surprised me as well. I was concerned from the very beginning that Alvanor was going to die, but between his shield, which, he's just got to survive until the first activation of his shield, and the crazy amount of healing that Maya and Thea provide. I mean, once Alvanor starts spamming his magic attack, boosting the magic attack of, these other four, 3 mages plus Thea. Thea does do a little bit of damage. I like this lineup also. It's definitely not going to be one that I can work on for a little while. There's not a lot of big priority heroes for me in this list. But you'll see that the Nightmares actually stick me and let all my magic attack buffs drop off, which, delays a good amount of the damage that I do. There we go. So there's 2 Nightmares that spawn. Alvanor is taken out of the fight. Maya is taken out of the fight. And that leaves Kaya, Leon, and Thea. Now, fortunately, Alvanor's buff, his shield is up, which allows these 3 heroes to kind of tank the Nightmares pretty effectively. Or maybe it had something to do with some of the buffs that I had applied. A little bit higher level Kai would definitely melt these 2 a lot faster. Same with Leon. But see how quickly Kai is, spamming his ultimate. I fought this one on auto as well. Got Kai to absolute on my main today. Nice tank. That's really awesome. Maya goes down, but I still have Thea as a healer, right? And once Alvanor gets free, and you can see we spent probably 30 seconds, 45 seconds with a good chunk of the team, 40% of the team being swallowed up or being covered up by these Nightmares. If I had the Grove Keeper buff, or maybe another select, 1 or 2 buffs to make this team better, this team would probably be very well as well. I think what a lot of people are dealing with at high levels is maybe having to deal with buff choices. But then again, I think that those people that start at the 150 have enough resources to buy all of the buffs. I'm not 100% sure. Got caught absolute C. I agree with not being forced to use 10 summoning spheres when you have more than 10. That needs to be changed also. For sure, for sure, for sure. Now, skip battle. So you can see that lineup did 1.4, almost 1.5 million damage. All in all, good showing across the board. I think that with a little bit of tweaks here and there, like I said, swapping Rufus and Aurora, I think will help. But then again, how does that make the lineups look? So we have Cleaver, Corvus, Morgan, Phobos, and Rufus. So this is my concern, is that Rufus is behind. So I'm actually not sure how well this is going to work. Maybe you... And I know I touched on this a little bit yesterday, but maybe you have to have Aurora in this lineup since Corvus and Cleaver stands in front of Rufus. That kind of sucks. Kind of sucks. I don't know. I don't know. But all in all, we'll just show the last fight real quick here. I think this is a nice little lineup, right? I think that these 5 teams are pretty strong, pretty effective overall. You know, there may be 1 or 2 teams that are better. Somebody mentioned a Kira Dante team yesterday. I apologize if you're here. I kind of missed it there. With 57 here, the choice pets for each hero, how many combinations are possible? No, I'm not doing that. It's not Monday. No math. Vitamin Hero asks, Charlie, when Daniel wasn't on YouTube, what did he do at Nexters in those days? So they hired Daniel to do live streams for them. They hired him specifically for that. Before he was doing the live streams with Nexters, and actually he still does this, he has his own Twitch channel. He's actually a really strong live streamer. In fact, he goes live, I think at like 1 p.m. every day, like right when my live stream ends, and he plays music and he plays some video games, and I think he does write music. But I think he's also an actor and maybe a model. I'm actually not 100% certain what all he did before he started doing Hero Wars official live streams. But he didn't work there until they hired him, late last year, whenever it was. Gary, this is 130. I'm not at 160 yet. How would that work using Galahad instead of Cleaver? I don't know that it would work better or worse. Galahad doesn't do as much area of effect damage just passively as Cleaver does. All of Galahad's damage, area of effect damage, is from his ultimate, which is a lot. But you would need to time his ultimate. I think in order to have him being useful against this fight, you would need to time his ultimate to kill the spheres. Whereas Cleaver's putrefaction ability is up just the majority of the fight. So he's constantly doing area of effect pure damage. Sounds like he should be doing Dos Equis commercials. Well, if he was Mexican, maybe. Did Nexters ever ask you to work for them? No, they did not. And what if they did? I probably would have said no. Depending on the agreement. Depending on the agreement. Did I get to see... No, October Bright Sunday, that was a little bit before my time. That was a little bit before my time. Yeah. I don't really want to open strength crystals. That's all right. Ginger is good hero, Nosh. I bet she is. I bet she is. Charity already live streams for Nexters for free. That is true. That is true. Although I can imagine they would like me to change some of the stuff that I say. There we go. Some agility crystals. We'll take it. I will take it. Can I rank up Kark at all? I cannot. He is still stuck where he's at. Okay. All right. Well, let's do some Guild Wars. Richard, thanks so much for stopping by. We'll see you in a little bit. Okay. Facing off against La Cavalier, we have Velocirex and Eric, and these are teams that we fight every single week. Let's see. Velocirex is with Helios Jorgen, and Eric is with Isaac, or Helios Isaac. So Eric is Helios Isaac. Wait, did I lose that fight? No, I won them both. Okay. Okay. Helios Jorgen. Let's go. I'll stay on for moderation of the chat. Okay. I may need to drop off. Oh, I mean, conference call. People are trying to drag me into this. I understand. I understand. Meetings on Friday are the absolute worst. Meetings that should have been emails. Jorgen. Using Jorgen in 2022. Imagine. Well, couple of reasons why I don't use Jorgen. One of them is actually on the enemy team right now, and that is a well-built Martha. Well-built Martha will absorb a lot of Kark's damage. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. It looks like that I was able to win this fight even without controlling it. How about that? I was reading the chat. Griff. And tunes. Yeah. So, it started off really slow, this fight, but I guess a couple of lucky big hits. I don't know. After the Yasmin killed herself on my Kark, the Velocirex's Kark is actually really weak. I don't really know why. I don't know why it's so weak. Well, I know why. He just doesn't have it invested so much. But it seems like he just falls over quite a bit. Okay. All right. So back to the fight. Eric here. We have this lineup, and the only thing that we do is we swap one control hero for another. We're going to use Isaac instead of Jorgen. Isaac, of course, going to be a really hard counter to several of the heroes in this lineup. Try this lineup against Osh. Corvus, Peppy is important. Morgan, Thea, Yasmin. Samuel, tell me why. Tell me why. Why is that such a good lineup? Corvus, Peppy. It doesn't seem like there's enough defensive abilities there. Oh, you're using Peppy's boldness shield to keep him alive. That's interesting. I like that idea. I like that idea. I really wish we could play test against Osh. I really wish that there was something that we could do. I should have used Isaac's ult first to boost armor penetration of Kark. Looks like it's not going to matter. There we go. So this is interesting. I like this lineup. Let's take a look at this here. So let's actually face off against Lucullus here. So Corvus, Peppy, Morgan, Thea, and Yasmin. Okay. Interesting. I would bet Kane is going to go here. Albus. Are you using Oliver to keep Corvus alive, or are you using Albus? Still missing at least 52 likes? No kidding. Merlin. Probably don't need Mara here, but who would you use instead? No healer, maybe? Or no pet? I feel the same about Hydras. I wish I could test. At the very least, retreat and retry like in Dungeon. Yeah, that'd be so cool. It would be so cool if you could do testing. Like, I would love to test this fight. You can choose depending on the opponent. Well, Samuel, we're talking about against Osh, though, right? Like, if this is a good, general purpose... I guess I'm controlling this. If this is a good general purpose lineup, then, I guess... I should have chose a different... I probably should have chosen different pets. I also need to time it so that boldness does not land on Yasmin. Corvus is about to die. No, Corvus, don't die. Huh. I do find this lineup really interesting, how well it countered a team that I was having trouble with beating 2 days ago. How interesting. Guys, I love Corvus. Pat Fez is judge. You can never go wrong with Axel, though. Okay. I regularly check the Osh fight my guild mates do that are relevant to high damage in the Asgard boss. They give me an idea of what teams to use against them. Good idea. That's not a bad lineup. Peppy to protect your Corvus. Peppy and Corvus. Is Peppy Corvus a combo? One of the interesting things about Peppy that I've found frustrating is that it doesn't tell you, it doesn't say in the boldest ability that it always targets your frontmost ally, but it does. It always targets your tank or whoever's in the first position there. Not as good as Kleppy, but as cool. I think Corvus is slightly better than Cleaver anyway. Peppy can be a bit random. Yep. Hamburger, Coke, and fries. Man, I had a burger yesterday from a O'Charlie's. You guys have a O'Charlie's where you live? I had a cheeseburger from O'Charlie's yesterday. It was a bacon cheeseburger. It was so good. I'm not a huge cheeseburger fan, but every now and then I'm just craving it like crazy. So magic defense artifacts on Peppy. You also have a magic defense artifact on Thea. Interesting. Morgan is boosting armor penetration. Yasmin is boosting critical hit chance. And then, of course, Corvus is using his armor. Is that it? Okay, good deal. This is a very cool lineup. Samuel. Corvus, Peppy, Copy, Corby, Pepvus. Never heard of O'Charlie's Restaurant and Bar? Okay. 4130 Rusty Road. Is that where it is? Is that where my local O'Charlie's is? I think Thea's underrated a lot. Yeah, the cool thing about this lineup, if you had this lineup like really built out, Thea is bonkers, guys. Like, people do not understand how powerful the Ascension Thea skills are. All healing that the Solar Sanctuary ability does is converted into a shield that absorbs all damage. And then whenever she uses her single target heal, that allied target takes 50% less damage for the duration. So the healing beam targets the ally with the lowest health. I bet you in this fight that we just had, that Thea targeted Corvus, and that's what kept him alive there at the end. Because he got real low. Corvus got real low. Thea's just silenced for a long time. Corvus for heals. Yep, there's that shield right there. Clutch. I mean, clutch. Absolutely clutch heals. Very cool team. Very, very cool team. We're not really leveled up. We're not really leveled up enough. I like it. I like it. I didn't know you owned a restaurant. No. I like Corvus 2 on mobile. I like Corvus. Zol says in-game material. I don't know. We'll have to test him against some. We'll have to do some more max testing. We'll have to do some more max testing against different lineups with it. I'm definitely gonna keep this team in mind though. It's nice. It's a nice alternative to my lineup because it doesn't use a single hero. Alternative or expensive, an expensive choice. It doesn't use a single hero that I've invested a lot into. Like my Corvus is the highest one on the list, and he's only 70k. Shoo. $35k. Man, I wish this game frustrates me to no end. Like, for real, I would love to be trying different lineups all the time. Different team lineups all the time. I would love it. It's frustrating. I'm waiting on Corvus having an armor skin, though. I think health would be better. Is armor going to be better for you, Samuel? I play mobile, no Ascension or pets. Titan artifacts are bad enough. Absolutely. If you start spending some emeralds on the heroic chest, let's say 6,000 per month. Wow. No, not worth it. Not worth. Cleaver's not worth 6,000 emeralds per month. He's not worth it. Think also says, I thought Facebook Mac testing doesn't include Ascension. It includes the... Okay, so it has been confirmed by the community managers that it does include the Ascension Spire, but it does not include... It uses your current Tree of Wisdom ranking. So you do get fully ascended heroes, and you can tell that it does because... for example, in this fight right here, let's do another example. Okay, let's do another example. Let's fight this team. So we're gonna do the same kind of lineup here. Let's see, Yasmin, Corvus, Morrigan, Kane for sure, and who's the last one? Thea. There we go. Isaac would be a good lineup in here, but we're not going to use Isaac. We're going to see how this goes. We're just going to stick with Albus like we did in the last fight. So you'll see in this fight that Thea's shield does work. Thea's overheal shield whenever she uses her ultimate. So keep an eye out for that. Let's just watch this fight a little bit. Can you try to beat this team? Isaac with Oliver. Yeah, let's Nate Smith, let's talk about some mobile stuff and then we'll come back to it. So you can see the little shield above Corvus's head. That's Thea's first Ascension skill. And if she ends up using her ultimate, which she probably won't be able to, you'll be able to see the shield that she applies to everybody also. This is going to be a tough fight without Yasmin. I'm really surprised that Yasmin died so quickly. Double tank, Kark, Sebastian, Martha. Tough lineup. Okay. Cool team. It'd be bad if somebody were to come along and wreck it. RPG Holic, that's a great question. I have no idea. I have no idea how that works. Without Morgan's heal, Corvus dies too fast. No, all right. Maybe it's not that incredibly strong. But that's okay. That's okay. I definitely like the idea behind the team. Maybe should have dropped Thea or Peppy. Maybe put Merlin on Thea instead of Merlin on Peppy. Maybe. I don't know. You'll see different hero powers on the results screen. On the results screen. Like when you're going head to head, is that what you're saying? Like I don't have any heroes that are matching here. That makes sense though. That does make sense. Okay. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the two events that we have active here. Ooh, I'm several days behind here. Yikes. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. All right, everybody, we're just going to wrap things up here. I apologize. We had a little bit of a family emergency that we're dealing with. I got to get some stuff squared away to make sure the boys get picked up, and I got to do a quick drive. Yeah, do a quick drive. Tunes, I appreciate that. Everything's going to be fine. I hope. Everything's gonna be great. Yeah, let's wrap things up here. Again, I apologize for cutting things short. I'll be back on Monday. Back on Monday, 12 p.m. Central Time. That is 5 p.m. UTC. We'll be back. Same bat time as usual. Same bat channel. Just right here. I did get a little bit of news that Twitch is allowing partnerships to broadcast to different people. Like before, I wasn't allowed to broadcast to Twitch if I was also broadcasting for money to YouTube, and Twitch is changing up their rules. So in the future, we may add Twitch to the lineup. I know every now and then somebody asks why I don't live stream on Twitch. It's kind of a crappy place to live stream, but if they let me do it if they let me do it now as opposed to not before, it'll be a nice addition. Maybe that'll come by in the next week or so. But yeah, don't add to the population. Don't subtract from the population. Stay out of jail. Stay out of hospital. Stay out of the newspaper. But if you do end up in jail, establish dominance quickly. I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.